guys are having a good start to the day by the time you see this video. Going to be doing a quick update on Hurricane, or now Tropical Storm Nicole, as she has made landfall at 3 a.m. this morning. I would say it will be towards the Indian Shores area of Florida here. I'm not super familiar with Florida. I've only been there maybe twice, actually, to be honest with you. But between Vero Beach and Indian River Shores, that's what I was about. That's what I was trying to get out. But Nicole made landfall as a hurricane at 3 a.m. this morning, almost approximately, and is now progressing off to the north and west. We still have a fair number of tropical storm warnings that are stretching up the coast here, and now starting to stretch into the west coast of Florida as well. Hurricane warnings are just about ready to expire. And then we have a tornado watch that is issued for areas around Jacksonville till about 1 p.m. today. I do expect the tornado potential to stretch a little bit off to the west. So now we're starting to look at more areas towards southern Georgia possibly being impacted. And then we're just going to go from there. Probably watch, excuse me a second. Sorry about that. My alarms went off all at once. But there it is right there. The hurricane warnings have just expired. Here's our tornado watch situation. These little counties that are outlined here in the yellow. That's pretty much what we have going on with that right now. No real changes in the track. But one thing to note here is that we can expect Nicole to dissipate right around the weekend, I would say. Once we get towards South Carolina and North Carolina, she's going to be a tropical depression, and from that point, she's not going to have much more time left beyond that. Still going to be quite a rainmaker, though, as it moves its way up to the north and east. But that's the main thing I have going on with Nicole. However, there is more stuff going on as well. Well, for starters, we're still looking at, of course, we're looking at our tornado threat, but as of right now, there's really nothing going on there in regards to tornadoes. No reports as of right now. That could very easily change, but things for now, thankfully, have been quiet on the tornadic side of Nicole. However, in case you haven't seen this is the meso discussion here. This is for heavy snow because we have our first winter storm of the year. I think it was Alejandra that was the name of it. I'm not entirely sure. There's a lot to keep up with here, folks. But we can look here on the winter weather forecast, and we can easily see that a lot of areas here are expected to go above 1 to 4, or at least 1 to 3 inches in a lot of areas around North Dakota. It's actually going to be more like a foot or two. I've been talking about this for a little bit, but mine's getting jumbled up trying to keep up with Nicole and severe weather threat, which is also diminished, by the way. I'll even go ahead and go to day 1. But a while back, I had been talking about a slight risk that was issued for the central U.S. That has now been downgraded as the storm system has moved further out, has moved further north and east, and has ejected so quickly, parameters weren't able to come together for it. There's still a chance of an off storm producing a brief tornado or some strong wind gusts, but beyond that, I don't really expect anything crazy. But the real topic here isn't necessarily the blizzard and snow threat, just as much as it is how cold it's going to be after this front goes through. So we'll go ahead and show that to you on the Euro real quick, if it'll load. Sorry about that, Ed. You guys, my computer's been acting really crazy the last few days. I'm gonna have to see what's going on with it. But we're finally on the Euro here, and here's what we're looking at right now. Of course, we have Nicole And here's our big storm system that's causing the blizzard right now in the north central plains. Still waiting on Pivotal to load. Pivotal's just been giving me a lot of trouble lately. I guess my computer just can't hack it. So here's what we have going on with that. But I want you to note this little 540 line. This 540 line represents the 32 degree line. Anything behind this line right here is going to be below freezing. And it's not like these numbers here are too much warmer, to be honest. So about, I would say this is about 42, 52, maybe some 60s right here. But look how far this blue line right here will start to dig into the southern plains and then eventually head east. So as we get into the weekend here, it's going to get pretty cold for a lot of people. So we get towards Sunday, this is starting to settle into the east. And just when you think, okay, this isn't really going to last long, here comes another cold shot to set itself up here. And then another potential system here now. And I've been looking at this one for a while. I didn't know how much validity was behind it because originally it was only being shown by the GFS. But this looks like it has the makings of a potential severe weather event for the Gulf Coast towards the start of next week. But we also have some backside snow about coming around it, and we're even looking at maybe the panhandle of Texas and Oklahoma getting a little bit of snow. Then, of course, as we move further and further along here, warm air will start to win out, but we do have the potential for some rain, snow, and even ice in Missouri. And then this could become a Ohio event. You mainly would see flurries. I'm not too sure about accumulative snow, but this also looks like this becomes a bit of a has that nor'easter type look, and this may be the first big nor'easter for the interior Northeast, maybe even New York City. Some of you guys might be involved. A lot of this is going to depend on the snow track here, so I'll be keeping an eye on this, of course, throughout this weekend and beyond. But look how far that cold air has dug into the country here. We're even looking at the Southeast, maybe even having a couple of days where we could have some time below 32 degrees here, which you kind of expect that more towards January, not in the middle of November here. So that says a lot. Some pretty big stuff going on here. So now we're gonna go ahead and see what the temperature contrast would be like. All right, now it's finally loaded. Jeez, I'm having so much trouble with this thing. So here is the temperature anomaly, and you can literally see where the front is highlighted here. You see this little red border right here, and then you can see the blue that's coming right behind it. And this is where the really rich cold air is, where we can have temperatures that could be 25 to even 40 degrees below average. And watch how this just takes over the entire country, where at least for the most part we're dealing with areas that could be about 10, 15, maybe even 20 degrees below average. And just look at how it just digs itself in entirely here. See, even the Southeast can't get away from this. We're about 10 to 15 degrees below average here. For the most part, that's pretty much everyone on the map here. There may be a couple areas where we're about 20 to 25, like whenever that snowstorm or that severe weather event starts to go on around the Gulf Coast states here. Texas is looking like it could be 20 to 25 below average. Some areas may even get close to 30 degrees below average. Keep this moving along, and pretty much we're stuck in this pattern here. Nothing really changes. I don't know if you call this an Arctic blast. There's another name for it, but it's on the tip of my tongue, but I can't seem to get that out. And then here's another blast of cold air to reinforce this one that's over the country already. So looks like the second half of November is going to be starting out pretty frigid for a lot of us. Not too many areas are going to be above average, if any at all, really at one point, really. So it's going to be interesting to see how this unfolds here, but I'm going to have to rush on out of here. If you liked anything on the video here, definitely drop me a like. Let me know what your thoughts are on what Nicole's been doing right now. Also, your thoughts on the blizzard up here in the northern plains, and the incoming surge of cold air. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I mean, and I'll see you guys in the next video, which will probably be this afternoon. But anyway, this has been Tire Metalhead Weatherman. I will see you guys later. Have a good day. I hate this computer.